Hey guys, OG Albino here, bringing you guys my APA Little Cup Week 3 battle against Blinn and his Canberra Cradilys. I've played him like a million times, so I still don't know how to say his team's name. But Blinn is a very, very cool dude. He's a very talented player, battler, especially in the Little Cup tier. Very good in Standard as well, not just kind of there, but in Little Cup he definitely thrives. He was actually the Season 1 champion, and he knocked us out of playoffs round 1. So I'd love to get some sweet, sweet revenge here in this game right here. Me and Blinn are really good buddies, but we're also very competitive with each other, and I do not like losing to him, so hopefully we can pull out a nice W here. I think we definitely have the team to potentially do it here. But that being said, like I said, he's very good at Little Cup, and he has a very scary team. Let's just jump right into team matchup. I'll tell you what I'm bringing, and we'll jump right into the game. If you did forget, our team consists of the Volibee, Meowth, Clampearl, Sandygast, Machop, Cleffa, Magnemite, Roggenrola, Smoochum, and Lotad, while Blinn's team consists of the Carvanha, Magby, Pancham, Blitzel, Lileep, Barboach, Snivy, Mime Jr., Venonat, and Duskull. He is a very, very terrifying team, a very strong team, with the likes of Carvanha and Snivy being his two tier 1s. Those ones are very, very scary together, especially. Carvanha actually runs through my team if it gets shipped down, so I do have to circumvent that and keep things healthy. Pancham's a pretty big problem, and then Magby is also very, very scary. We had them on Season 1, and it was second on our team in kills. We pull off a nice, good couple belly drum sweeps with that thing, but it's also very versatile outside of that, being a good mixed attacker, a good choice scarfer, and a bunch of stuff like that. So we do have to be careful around the Magby. But with that being said, the 6 that we're bringing are right on your screen right here, besides the cutoff Roggenrola. But we're bringing a Silk Scarf, Adamant, Fake Out, Feint, U-Turn, Taunt, Meowth, a Focus Sash, Ice Beam, Signal Beam, Psychic, Nasty Plot, Smoochum, which is likely going to be our lead in this matchup. It just matched up pretty well versus everything, gets a big hit off on something no matter what. And then we have a Eviolite Volibee with Knockoff, Bravebird, Roost, and Defog. We have a Berry Juiced, Sturdy, Roggenrola, Rockin' Elf, Rock Blast, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, and Explosion. A Berry Juice Magnemite with Recycle, Hidden Power Grass, Flash Cannon, and Volt Switch. And a Deep Sea Tooth Clampearl with Shell Smash, Surf, Ice Beam, and Hidden Power Grass. This is going to be our win con this week. It is very, very good versus his team. If we can get it to +2 and we identify potential Scarfers, we can actually potentially win. We outspeed Scarf Snivy. We do not outspeed Scarf Magby because unfortunately we cannot. But yeah, with that being said, let's jump right into the battle. See the 6 that Blinn elected to bring. It looks like he went with the Duskull, Pancham, Magby, Carvanha, Lileep, and Snivy. So he brought pretty much all the big threats. Like I said, I really just want to lead off with my Smoochum and try and pressure his team as much as humanly possible right off the bat, because he does not switch in well to it. His Dark type is a Carvanha, and we have Signal Beam, and that blows that thing away. And then we have Ice Beam plus Psychic for pretty much everything else, I guess besides the Pancham, but Pancham doesn't appreciate an Ice Beam either. And getting off a big hit on that and seeing what set he potentially is and all that is obviously really nice. So he's going to lead off with the Duskull. And this is pretty unfortunate, because I can't 2-hit KO this thing if he's Eviolite, and he has the option of like Shadow Sneak and a bunch of stuff like that. So I don't necessarily want to stay in on this thing, despite being able to maybe get a big hit on it. So I am going to switch out. I believe I go out right into my Magnemite just to see exactly what he wants to go for. I can potentially get my Sturdy back later in the game if I pivot around quickly, as he goes for the Thief. And this is fine. What I'm going to do, I still have my Berry Juice, and he still has his item and stuff like that, so he can't necessarily steal mine. What I'm expecting is him to potentially be Berry Juice himself, but I know Flash Cannon will not put him into range of that. So what I'm going to go is go for that. He's going to go for the Taunt, making sure I can't, recycle or endure or anything like that. Then I'm going to go for a Volt Switch this next turn, knowing that his potential Berry Juice will pop. I probably didn't knock him off Flash Cannon there unless I got a really high roll, but his Berry Juice is going to pop, and expecting him to go for a Thief, trying to steal our Berry Juice from us to where we can't, recycle and Berry Juice all over his team. I'm going to go into my Meowth, because he's going to Thief. He's going to steal my Silk Scarf, which is, like, absolutely useless to him, and unless I knock him off, he can't really get rid of that item, so he's pretty much stuck with it. He has a pretty much useless move in Thief at this point, other than just hit my team decently hard, stuff like Smoochum, I guess. But he's going to scout for the knockoff, go into the leap as I go for a U-turn. We did not have knockoff, but I figured U-turn was a pretty safe play, and if he stayed in, that's fine. I could pivot out into my Magnemite and beat that thing 1v1 now that it has an item that it can't get rid of. So this gives me a free switch out into my Smoochum. This alerts me of his Giga Drain, which is completely fine. I'm just going to go for a Nasty Plot, knowing he can't really hit me harder than that otherwise. I'm going to get it to +2, and I'm going to put a lot of pressure on his team, as he does end up going for a Giga Drain. Brings us down to about half, but he's not going to be able to get out of range of a +2 Psychic from +2 Ice Beam from Smoochum. And right here I go for the Ice Beam. In hindsight, I probably should have gone for the Psychic because we would have blown this Magby away, and you're going to see later that would have been huge for our team. But we're going to go for the Ice Beam, and we actually get the freeze. But you're going to see this next turn. It's not going to matter because I forgot. I probably should have switched out. I forgot that Flare Blitz thaws you automatically. I completely forgot that Flare Blitz thaws you automatically. So he's going to be able to unthaw, knock out our Smoochum, which is unfortunate. We could have still gotten a big hit off on something potentially, or used it as sack fodder. You know, it still had its uses for sure, as he's going to be damaged by recoil and brought down to pretty much 1 HP, it looks like right there. So I'm going to bring out my Meowth, you know, threatening this thing with a Fake Out or a Feint or something like that, as he is going to pull the switch out right here into his Duskull, which is very, very fair. The knockoff was a pretty unlikely play on me if I even had it at that point. So I am going to go for a taunt this turn on this thing, see what it wants to go for. Let's take off Smoochum because I couldn't find it while I was talking. As he ends up going for another Thief, which isn't going to do too much to me right there, which is completely fine. I don't need a bunch of health on this Meowth. It's not living hits anyways. It's, you know, it's a Meowth. So we're going to go for a U-turn right here. I think at this point he knows we don't have knockoff because we revealed taunt. We've revealed U-turn and then Fake Out, so he probably knows we probably have Feint too, just because it hits his team pretty hard. As he's going to go for the Thief on my Clamperl. I go into Clamperl because I know Thief isn't going to do very much, and I see this as my golden opportunity to set up my Shell Smash. He has nothing that can knock me out when I'm -2, even if he's like Hidden Power Electric or something like that, I believe. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure he couldn't knock me out with anything unless he was super offensively invested at +2. But he is going to go for a Shadow Ball nonetheless, and he's going to bring me down pretty low right here, but we are going to be able to live the hit just to, you know, naturally pretty decent Spadef stat, as he is going to, you know, have his taunt wear off, but that doesn't matter. Clamperl is going to be able to go for a big Surf and knock out this Duskull, which is absolutely phenomenal. And honestly, if he doesn't have a Sash in the back, or if his Magby is not Choice Scarfed, then we can win with our Clamperl. But what he's going to do is he's going to go into the Magby. No matter what, I'm just going to stand because I can't set up on anything else. He's going to go for the Thunder Punch, revealing that he is most definitely Choice Scarf Magby, and he's going to be able to take out our Clamperl, unfortunately. But this is completely fine. I'm going to go into my Magnemite. Knowing that he's Scarfed and locked into Thunder Punch, I can potentially grab myself momentum if he wants to save this. If not, I'll be able to knock out the Magby. He just stays and goes for Thunder Punch, gets a tiny bit of chip. Unfortunately, doesn't put us in our juice range, which is a little bit annoying, but, you know, not too bad. I don't think he ever did anyways. We're going to be able to go for the Volt Switch, knock out the... Nope, that's my Magby. My Magnemite, knocked out Magby, and we're going to be able to go into a Roggenrola. We have our Sturdy up, so we can let anyone hit from anything that wants to come in, potentially, as he goes into the Pancham right here, revealing the Mold Breaker, so he actually can potentially just knock us out through the Sturdy. But he is actually going to elect to go for the knockoff, thinking I might want to potentially switch out. But nope, I'm just going to go straight for an Explosion, try and get a little bit of chip on this thing. If he's Scarf, I probably knock him out with this. If he's Eviolite, I do not. We're going to see right here that he is most definitely Eviolite because he chewed that Explosion from an Adamant. I believe I was Adamant. I was at least pretty attack invested. Rog and roll right there. So down goes Rog, but this gives me a free switch into my Volibee, and I can basically claim a kill right here. He has no switch into Brave Bird at this point. This mon's looking like my win con at this point, being that the Clamperl went down. So down goes Pancham to the Brave Bird right here, and he's going to be forced to go out into his Leap right here, which he actually named after himself. Man, what a conceited guy. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm gonna go for a knockoff right here, trying to get rid of this thing's Eviolite. Makes it a lot easier to deal with, and I know he can't ever knock me out, being that I am pretty bulky Eviolite myself. He's going to go for his Stealth Rock, which is a fair play, you know, making it harder for my Magnemite to take Mons on and stuff like that. But I'm just going to go for a Brave Bird on this Leap right here, trying to see how much I can do this thing. Now that it doesn't have an Eviolite, we can do a big chunk to it. He's going to go down a fair bit, and he actually reveals the Ancient Power. And this is a bit of a misplay on my part. Being that my Smoochum only forewarned me to Giga Drain, I thought that meant that he did not have super effective coverage for Smoochum, which obviously Ancient Power would have been. But he actually does have it, and he's going to be able to hit my Volibee pretty hard right here. So I'm going to switch out, save this thing as potential sack fodder. I want to get my Berry Juice procced with my Magnemite right here, if at all possible. I'm going to go down to 12. He's going to go for another Ancient Power, and this is definitely going to knock me down into my Juice range, which is obviously really good. We're going to be able to get back all the way to full. which is absolutely amazing. And we're going to be able to threaten whatever he wants to come in on his team. He doesn't really have a switch into Flash Cannon at this point. And Lilleep was a very slow variant because he actually still undersped us at +1, or at least tied us or something. I believe we were max speed mag though. So down goes the Lilleep, which is fine. He's going to go out into the Snivy right here, which is completely fine again. I'm going to get a big Flash Cannon hit off on this. Part of me wanted to go for a recycle, but you know, I figured it probably wasn't worth it at this point. If he had hidden power guarantee, he's going to probably go for it or something like that there. Or he's going to go for Lee Storm to get the guaranteed +2 boost and keep me out of my juice range. So I decided to just throw off a big Flash Cannon, get off a nice and big hit off on this thing, as he ends up going for another Leaf Storm. And I thought I might potentially live this, but looking at the damage the first one did, I never lived that second Leaf Storm, as my Magnemite is actually going to go down here, which is unfortunate, but we can still potentially win with our Meowth in the back here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out into Meowth right now, and I'm basically just going to click Fake Out into Feint and claim a kill right here. If he goes hard into Carvanha, I Fake Out into Feint always kills that thing. I believe most of the time, not anymore because we lost our Silk Scarf. Our Silk Scarf helped with that beforehand, but we still do a very big chunk, and I don't think he wants to risk them on at all. We're going to be able to knock out this Snivy, which is obviously really nice. He also revealed to pretty much be Choice Scarf too, because there's no, unless he didn't have a hidden power to hit Magnemite. But yeah, I am going to be able to knock out the Snivy. He's going to go and do his Carvanha. I'm going to switch out into my Volibee. Now, this was a little bit of a misplay, in all honesty. I should have kind of, you know, thrown it on the table and clicked Feint right here, knowing he's going to protect to get a speed boost on my potential U-turn or something like that, because I could have done that, pivoted out, and then Fake Out into Feint would have knocked him out after, or Feint into Feint if I wanted to call another protect. I would have been able to put myself in a position to win with a 50-50 in the late game, but unfortunately, I do not make the play. I go out to sack my Volibee as he goes for the protect. And down goes Volibee, but I'm going to go out back into my Meowth and essentially just kind of hope for the best here, as he is going to not go for the protect because he knows he can live any one hit from me, and he is just going to go for the Surf right here, which is unfortunate. I wanted to click Fake Out. It was a bit of a 50-50 there in the end, but unfortunately he kind of just does get it right, and down goes my Meowth, and unfortunately we're going to lose another 1-0 game to Blinn here. He played this game really well. GG's to him. You know, I think we played pretty well up until the end. We kind of misplayed around that Carvanha there in the end with our Meowth. We could have put ourselves in a position to win some more 50-50s and, you know, been in a better position to win that game in the end. So it's unfortunate, but you live and you learn. Definitely wasn't my cleanest end game, but again, Blinn played that phenomenally. He built a really good team, and he's a great little cup player. You should definitely go check him out in the description below if you haven't, like I already said before. But yeah, like I said, 1-1, 1-2 actually isn't too bad. It's still early season. Hopefully next week we can bounce back. We're playing Skyhorse Tamer, I believe, and his Sydney Thunderous, I think, and he has a pretty cool team, so hopefully we can pull out a dub versus him. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new, be sure to subscribe and all that good stuff just to catch our league games as they go up every week. And yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Later.